down the alley.
Well,
I even tried to contour too.
Y'all are
when
I
you
took
talking to
Taylor
me
to get her
today,
makeup done, the
They
lady
can hear y'all.
contoured it.
They can hear y'all.
Oh. Hey y'all.
It's just a break to get in.
Well,
Wait, this nigga.
hey y'all.
yeah, you should have said something before. That wasn't my
She
voice.
just gonna let us off with.
Let's y'all keep talking.
No, we're not lying.
We got to go in. I know people be on there at 8:30.
They're like, hey, they already
They
here.
do be. I get a text. I don't see y'all.
Right.
Or it was like, I got some other girl. I can't.
Okay?
Yeah.
We on our way. Y'all ready?
What camera? am I
Okay,
looking
come
at?
back from the East Coast all in their Timbs. All right.
They were $64. So do I need to sit right here? They were $64. I got that good East Coast discount. I was like, yeah.
Girl.
Hey, everybody.
Oh.
Yes, we are live.
We
Not,
yeah.
The left side.
Well, I look white.
Is the preview.
Bitch,
Oh.
I do look white today. And I don't put all this bronze on. Nah. You gonna darken me up.
That's right.
You know what? Call your mama.
That's
Talk to
how
her
your
about
mom
it.
and daddy.
Call your mama.
when is the music gonna start? Which one can I do my ponytail? This one?
Are we gonna discuss it as cyclists? Because that goes into
Yeah.
always. That's definitely.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Marie don't know how to whisper.
What?
I noticed from when I was watching.
I said, Marie.
Okay, I was just saying this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 30 Something Podcast. I'm your host, Lisa, and joined in the studio with me is our super producer, Miss Kamiko. And to my right, we have Drea and Marie. I do not know what today is, but I do know it's the day before the day that Caleb goes back to school because he has taken me down. The tornadoes came through Dallas and did a number on us and left me at home with my child unexpectedly.
How dare you, Mother Nature?
Yeah, how dare you, Mother Nature? Because today I thought he had cut my hair off.
It's really, but it is feeling third world. I'm like, how are we? All this technology, you telling me my kids' light still ain't on at the school?
Right.
Girl,
I got out there and helped the people.
there's over 100,000.
I turned into Bob the Builder.
100,000 people in Downs power.
So we have a viewer's choice show for you guys tonight. We have a lot to get into, so don't forget to like and share and comment tonight because we will be reading your comments on the live. So Drea, what is going on now?
Oh Lord, what ain't happening? So we talked about the tornadoes. So it has been 9 total tornadoes confirmed across the North Texas on Sunday. I had no idea that it was 9. I know it was so many that it was happening at nighttime, and all the photos that I saw of the tornadoes was only like when the lightning would flash.
Right.
You could see the tornado, and so they showed a clip on the news. Like I think it was 75, and people were driving on 75, and some people would see it with the lightning flash, but other people was just like driving directly into the tornado. So it
caught a lot of people off guard because it was only supposed to be like a thunderstorm or something like that. It's supposed to start at 7 because I had timed it out for dinner.
Let's start with this though. It's not even tornado season.
Right,
okay?
exactly.
Like we passed that. So wouldn't nobody even? Everybody was watching the game, like
like mine.
You know, it's
doing
Sunday,
life.
and then I saw the little thing flash across the top. I was like, and then it was like it said thunderstorm warning, then it said tornado warning, then they interrupted the game, and I was like, well, damn, like it was like tornado after tornado, And the kids, they had 12 school closings for DISD. Right. They said 2 of those schools.
All of Richardson was closed on Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, but 2 of the schools with DISD, they said are
total losses.
Salvageable. So
that Thomas Jefferson High School.
I seen Thomas Jefferson today. It looked like it was a falling down building.
I think that's payback for what he did to Sally Hemings.
She said
that boy. I didn't even think of that.
What house is it? These are a lot of these houses, especially that like Highland Park area.
You know,
all those houses and like some of those videos I sent you guys earlier. Like those houses where they're ducked off. Mm-hmm. There's trees down all over on their roofs. This, that. It really did hit the Highland Park area bad.
It hit Richardson
and Walnut
certain
Hill.
areas
the whole
kind of bad.
Looked like
too.
Walnut Hill, like it just hit the middle of it. Yeah. Because even too, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to drive all the way down and buy Harry Hines. It was like, no, detour again. I'm like.
So power has been restored to about 120,000 customers after outages peaked at over 150,000. Wow. Some 32,000 people still lack power. They said that they should have everything restored by late tomorrow. But what is so insane about this is all this devastation, 9 tornadoes, and nobody died.
Which is a blessing.
Yeah, and it's like these tornadoes hitting like
densely populated. People died.
No.
And that was weird to me, the fact that it hit densely populated areas.
3 people died over off of Walnut Hill and 35 at first. And then they came back.
Other states, the people that died. I thought they were in other states. They said that the tornadoes and the worst storms hit here, but people died in other.
Yeah, I know in Arkansas for sure someone died.
Yeah, the mayor went on and he said that there was like no known casualties, just lots of structural damage. But in most of these places they got hit, these people got insurance. So they'll rebuild.
What did y'all, what was it?
This is
Home
just as
Depot?
bad as that bomb thing too. Remember we had that weather bomb or whatever it was where it just dropped.
Yeah.
And I got stuck out in that too. I was trying to go get a grill from Target. Just went all awry. Wind started blowing. I'm gonna go just park in Macy's till it's go away.
I was at Williams Chicken when the tornado hit.
I was doing nothing I had no business. I was doing stuff I had no business doing. But there was no storm when I initially stepped out. And then I almost made it home when the street, everything just lights went bloop. Yeah. And then the wind just started blowing. So I can't get in that gate. So I'm gonna roll into my neighbor's covered parking with the big thick concrete. So I'll just sit over here. Everyone's like, where are you?
Man.
I'm next door, but I'm safe.
It was like hitting shopping strips. A lady found a pair of jeans from the Gap still with the tags and the sensor on it in a tree, and she lived 3 miles from the Gap.
Wow.
And it was in her tree.
So the worst thing about the tornadoes, besides the fact that I didn't get to get my fried okra from Williams Chicken, was...
I had went there earlier.
Nah, I left the house at 9 o'clock, y'all. And then it said, tornado warning when I was pulling up. And I'm going to admit that I don't know the difference between warning and watch, but now I do. So I was like, oh, okay. We got a little bit of time.
No, you have right now.
We were supposed to be at the house. At any rate, did y'all see the police officer who was stealing the liquor? That's the worst thing about the tornadoes. Yes, I forgot to see that
so there's
clip.
A video of an officer. There is an area, WFAA is actually who caught it. They were going down a road to a 7-Eleven that had apparently been destroyed. And so, but there's a clip that I listened to, Bab sent it to me, on YouTube. And it was like a radio. I guess the police officer said that he was over there trying to secure the area. But
he was securing that liquor.
On the path.
He's like, well, let me get a few bottles.
He had some Hennessy for the Anything Fest.
On the path, no, he's probably getting scotch or some shit. He was white. So... on the path going to the 7-Eleven, there's a liquor store that had also been hit. And so you see like this dude dressed in all black walking around. He got something in his hands. And so WFAA pulls up. They got the big, like, they got the van. And so they pull up and the spotlight hits him. And like, he gets so awkward. Like he's holding the bottles of liquor and he's like,
he was like, I'm trying to rescue them. Like,
right, he was for evidence.
Like,
and the news people was like, oh, he's getting those bottles that blown out into the road. No,
they had not blown out. He walked straight up in there and got those bottles. He was about to turn up. No, he was in a real liquor store.
The liquor store was on the way to the 7-Eleven, and he was over there taking liquor. So they're saying that he was securing the area.
Yeah, he was securing that liquor so he could turn up.
Listen, I know.
He finna have the dope ass Halloween party.
They shoot and they loot. Right. So, okay, what else is happening?
So, police have arrested suspects for Andre Emmett's death. Keith Johnson and Michael Lucky, 32-year-old Keith Johnson and 29-year-old Michael Lucky were responsible for Emmons' murder. He was killed during a robbery in the early morning hours of September 23rd. And all of us, we're all too familiar with the story. They originally Keith
was already in jail for prior charges.
Right, he was already in jail, and then apparently Michael Lucky, he turned himself in later with the encouragement of his family.
Right.
Yeah, he turned himself in.
How did they know?
One of our friends
because it was after he was they said he was wanted for the arrest. So after they posted his picture and his mugshot, his family coerced him to turn himself in, because that was the smart thing to do, because you walking around here, somebody was liable probably to look out for hood justice.
My other concern is, did they have any prior relationship or know each other?
So that's the part that we don't.
That's what I'm curious about.
I know that his sister Sasha Emmons, she was the first one that posted the pictures of Keith with his arrest. She said she knew, that they had arrested him, but nobody was telling her anything else. And so shortly after that, like the next day, that's when they released the information about Keith and said that they were looking for Michael Lucky. And you really can't get away with hiding like that in 2019.
Once they post your pictures, and I mean on social media, all the South Dallas people, that I went to high school with, knew exactly who they were. Isn't he from such and such?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I kept reading. So Michael Lucky's family, they released a statement. On behalf of my family, I would like to address this issue of senseless violence and tragedy against Andre Emmett, something I stand strongly against. We, like the rest of Dallas and the world, are horrified and saddened with the death of Andre Emmett. We stand with those who are attempting to bring justice so that his family, including his beautiful children, can find peace, so on and so forth. So he basically is saying that because they want justice for the Emmett family is why they, coerced their family member to turn himself in.
And the family member that released that statement actually hosts a lot of events about senseless black-on-black crime or killings, senseless killings in the community. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was
ironic.
Right.
And it's always, everybody got that person in their family, like, that just doesn't hold the same values as you. And, like, the whole, like, the Simone Biles situation, her brother, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they just kind of make things, like, counterproductive for you. But I'm glad that he did turn himself in, and, that the family is able to get some kind of closure. I wouldn't even say peace, but, like, some kind of closure to know that, like, that justice will be served in this case. They still haven't said any motive. I mean, yeah, they robbed him, but there was like
that's why I was wondering
money. Well, one of the rumors is that he was going to be able to identify them, because
that was my only thought process was behind that. Was I feel like because he gave them his stuff. It wasn't like he fought for it. So then, like, well, why would you turn around and kill him? Well, because I don't want to go to jail or be popped off for what I do.
Okay, well, now you're in jail. I mean,
for murder, like going to jail for robbery, right? Going to jail for murder,
exactly.
And then it's like, but going back to, is it that serious? Like, did you really need that shit?
Right.
If anything takes a couple years off of my freedom, that's not worth it. Like,
you can't do nothing with it. So.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, it's 2019. There are cameras at every turn. Every turn there are cameras. There's traffic cameras. Everybody got a Ring doorbell. There's like surveillance cameras. You cannot escape being seen in 2019.
Right.
So no matter how they thought about this or didn't think about this, it was certainly going to go awry at some point. And then you do this shit and you stay in the city. Like, the whole thing just wasn't smart at all. And so I'm glad that they caught them, because it was a lot of uproar about.
These aren't the smartest criminals.
No.
But do we know for sure if these are the people just because they've been brought in?
But I would think, going back to, because there are surveillance cameras.
Well, it has to be, because how would they know to go identify the other guy? They had to use whatever they know. The conversation that they had with the guy who was already in jail would have led them to Lucky.
Right.
So
I'm sure
probably
they
so.
got him in a room and gave him a cigarette and everything.
Moving right along.
But yeah, so we are glad to announce that because I remember when that whole incident was happening with Mike. What was his name? The guy that was in the Amber Geiger trial who was murdered. Joshua Brown. Everybody was like, they found his killers in 5 seconds. I was like, because they was in the hospital with a hole in his chest. Like they gon' question why you got a gunshot wound to like the hospital calls the police. Police come. It's very simple.
Yeah, because now they have to any type of gunshot wound automatically.
But I guess it was just because of how personal it was. I could understand the outrage of the city and the community as far as, you know, finding the murderers. Of course, both of those murders were, you know, senseless murders, but it's real.
That's actually a good solve rate, though. When you look at other places like Chicago, they have a maybe 15 to 20% solve rate. Well, like, that's a perfect place to be a murderer, though. Like, you're like, well, I'm never going to get
caught. Yeah, the solve rate is low because the crime rate is
the crime rate, but even, too, because the police participate, they're like, well, shit, we can't pop ourselves, so...
But yeah, so we're glad that they were apprehended, and we can move on from that and just wait for the trial.
Yeah, we'll follow the case as it moves along.
So next, Lord, the niggatry. So Tatiana Jefferson, her funeral has now been rescheduled for this Thursday at 11 a.m. at Concord Church. Initially, the funeral was supposed to be yesterday.
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be at the Potter's House.
And so T.D. Jakes was going to give the eulogy.
Oh, yeah, because it's high profile.
Right.
Was, though?
Well, no, now it's at Concord. So
the father.
But is he still giving the eulogy?
You're not letting her finish.
She's like, man, wait with the audience, please.
Kind of.
So what happened was the father had to get a restraining order from the court to prevent the funeral from occurring, and because the family did not give him like any input on the funeral at all. I knew
aunt.
Right. I knew when they had the press conference, and it was the aunt or because somebody had mentioned that her father wasn't her biological father, and I knew at that point that there was going to be some shit going down. And what's so crazy about it is her father signed her birth certificate. So regardless of how you feel about how biological he is her legal father.
And he was going to pay for the funeral and all of that. So
he said he was going to pay for the funeral. This was before the donations came in from the GoFundMe and also from the basketball players. It was 2 basketball players that came together.
Harrison Barnes and somebody else.
Yeah, came together and said that they would pay for the funeral. But then they pushed the father out. Obviously, it was some underlying
personal issue.
Yeah, going on with that. And they pushed him out. He had to go to court and file for a restraining order for them to go. For him to be included
I hate shit like
in the burial. It's like this some classic nigga shit.
But everybody was upset.
That's why you need to have some shit written out just on
social media. Everybody was upset with him for stopping the.
But it's how you position. But I feel like too, that's how going back to we don't know their ties. I feel like it's how you position it. But everything can't be just cut and dry. Like I wish the person that raised me would be cut out of my funeral or have no say so. Like I don't care how my aunt felt about him or whomever. Obviously, he must have loved me. He signed my birth certificate. I wasn't even his biological child, and probably had a hand in raising me.
Well, that's what they tried to say is that he hadn't been in her life or something like that. And then they tried to make like he was the one out for the money and all this.
And see, I really feel like that wasn't even the case.
They won't let the poor young lady rest in peace.
I hate when people take opportunities like that and they try to like what is the word? Look, I'm saying it wrong.
Be opportunistic.
Yeah, be opportunistic. I'm opportunistic. I'm like, no, that's not. Opportunist. It's like their opportunity, and even too to be in the spotlight.
Right.
Well, questions has been raised regarding the family's lawyer, who we've had on the show, Lee Merritt, regarding his alleged encouragement of the family to create a GoFundMe for the funeral expenses.
So I don't know I know he and Shaun King had a lot to do with that creation of the GoFundMe.
So funerals are expensive.
But the funeral was already being covered.
But her dad, her dad was gonna cover. He had her covered under his life insurance policy, so nobody needed to step up. And for me personally, if I have the means to bury my child, I don't want to hand out like that.
That was even Nipsey Hussle's family was like, turn the money away. We don't need money. We have money. We're good.
Right. The issue was,
and she didn't have any children, so it wasn't like you needed to.
So the issue was that she worked and she lived there with her family, but she was also like a very vital financial supporter in the home. And so the GoFundMe was to help the family keep going because she wasn't there. So it wasn't necessarily the funeral expenses.
It was to cover the expenses that she was typically taking care of.
Right.
Because she was taking care of, that was her mom's home, right?
She was sick.
The mom was in the hospital, but then the aunt should have stepped up and helped contribute.
But we see those kind of situations all the time. And even too, there are even like life insurance policies that cover that. Okay, so we're going to cover the expense of your house for the next 5 years. We're going to replace the amount of income that they would have made for the next 10 years. That's very common, but it's also very common for us not to have that as well.
Isn't the officer out on bail too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he bailed out like the next year.
It was like $200,000.
Always bail right out.
Because the police union pays.
But my question, I don't know who did that too, because he quit because he resigned instead of like allowing himself to be fired. He had to do it himself. But even too, it's also about what do we say about having access, means, to resources.
Right. He could have borrowed from his 401k.
But even too, you could put your house up or whatever, as long as you have enough equity to back whatever you're doing. A collateral, you could anywhere.
Kerwin said he blames Lee Merritt, and Lee is showing his true colors.
Kerwin always say that.
Listen,
okay.
Moving right along.
Let me.
No, we're gonna go to the next story.
Because thank you for your input. Family?
Right.
I'm not gonna take care of my mother's house, pay her mortgage, pay her taxes.
Right.
Oh, I'm not finna. I don't have.
Well, I think the family is supposed to step up to take care of the family.
But the thing
you just
is,
never
if
know their
people
situation.
want to donate,
right,
there shouldn't be anything inhibiting them from doing so. People are donating from the goodness of their heart, and some people have those means to donate. They feel compelled to donate and do things like that. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it as long as there's not any fraudulent activity.
Exactly.
Happening.
From the receivers.
Right, from the people who are receiving the money.
Uncle Tom said that if so many people carrying guns, this concealed weapon permit is scary.
So concealed weapons permits are not for Black people.
We went over that last week.
Yeah, we addressed that in the last show that
majority of that legislation isn't for us.
That has nothing to do with Black people. There has not been one instance where the police has gone and killed someone who is a lawfully licensed gun owner, and the NRA stepped up in their defense. It's never been one instance. When the person is of color.
And then it's like, why would you
not? The guy down from the Trump,
he was white.
He was white. And they took him in for mental.
Yes, because he had a gun on him.
And I think that was for them to push that whole agenda of mental health is the reason why they are killing.
Oh, so check this out.
But he also repealed all that mental health legislation that would prevent people from purchasing guns immediately. As soon as he got into office, that was the first fucking thing he did.
Yeah.
So the school shooter that showed up with the rifle at the school, and the coach ended up taking the gun from him, and he was hugging him. I can't remember what state that it was in, but it was a boy showed up with a shotgun to the school. And so what happened, this is so crazy. So nobody was shot. He never fired a round. There was a teacher and the gym coach in the hallway. They managed to get the gun away from the coach, hugged him and held him tight, and they waited until the police came. So police came. Do you know that boy only ended up with 3 years probation?
Yeah.
Had kids running out of the school. Mm-hmm. He was Hispanic, but they can be white whenever they want to.
Yeah, but I almost feel like it's like a catch-22 because even too, all the legislation that we put in place to protect children in school have actually just targeted African Americans, especially African American males. Right. We've had a higher police presence in school, and all this is done is target African American males, or even to males of color. So I'm gonna say that because Hispanics are targeted just as much. So even too, I don't necessarily know. I'm like, sometimes like, is it a win? Does that mean something's changing? Because even too, we should see that these still are children. There's something going on with them.
No. So I had to have a conversation today at my daughter's school, and I'm not gonna say the school because I don't trust people, about the fact that when I came in from out of town from Philadelphia, a kid had took a gun to school. That was October the 4th. They sent an email at the end of the school day, like 5 p.m. This had taken place at like 10 in the morning. Then 2.5 weeks later, a kid takes a kitchen knife to school. So my question is, why are there no metal detectors in your school? And of course, it's the suburbs.
But see,
and I said, but you know, I've been walking through metal detectors since what, 7th grade.
I feel like it's a catch-22, and
They said they won
because you can't criminalize their children.
But I feel like it's a catch-22 though, because I do have a problem with that, because my kids do. As a matter of fact, they went from going to school in Plano or whatever. They can have water at their desk, like just. They can dress how they want it. They, you know,
right.
kind of freedom. Where it's like, I do have an issue when you are criminalizing my child and they walk into your school and my daughter has to have a clear backpack. Well, if she wanted to bring something to school, why wouldn't she just put it in a separate container?
Well,
in a clear
my
backpack
thing is,
or metal detector?
if you're going to do it in the hood,
right.
do it in the suburban areas, especially when you had 2 instances within a 2-week time frame and you're saying that you selectively won students. No, won all them motherfuckers.
And then see,
because
for me,
you're putting my daughter's safety
like
at risk.
When I went to high school, we didn't have like people shot outside the shop in front of the school. Yeah, but we never. But people would still be shooting in front of the school.
You're talking about shit from
It is
Chicago.
It is.
You should see.
No, you're
this
not.
school.
I'm from Dallas.
But I mean, it's like, but even still though, you would, because you got to understand too. A lot of people, they move to. You'll come from a different community and you'll move there because you want to put your kids in good schools. That doesn't mean you don't come from the South Side. Doesn't mean that you don't take those mannerisms and things you grew up in. Even too, live in those areas, you're poor. So you on the outskirts, you still got the same mentality and you're socially segregated. So they still gonna have some of the same mentality.
Shoot up a school though.
There
was a hood fight on the first day.
They would shoot outside the school because the block was across the street from the school. So it wasn't that they were shooting at the school. It just so happened that it was right there. The school was there, space and opportunity. But we never had metal detectors. I never experienced.
I don't even know that kind of life.
Yeah, so we've always had metal detectors. And the kids never brought no guns. They had their fight outside of school, first day of school. Bonton and Dixon had their big fight every day. And we went on about school. But DeSoto is the new Oak Cliff. Somebody's going to get mad at me probably for saying that, but DeSoto is the new Oak Cliff, in my opinion.
That's funny. My dad was like, what about houses in DeSoto? So we're not. Next list of home areas.
All right, next story.
Ooh.
Okay, so this got me banned from Facebook temporarily, so I can't share, comment, or like anything. I'm my first time being in Facebook.
I'm all happy for it. Right. Your friends ain't shit. I'm like, yay.
I know. Damn criminals.
Send you a kite.
So always the sanitary
I thought we were going to
napkin.
talk about Tank first.
Oh, y'all want to talk about Tank? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what's up there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Tank. So Tank went on Angela.
He loved when somebody do him dirty.
So Tank went on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast on Monday, and so there was a conversation, and
about liars.
Right. So it initially said that they're talking about the myriad of excuses that men will come up with when they know they're wrong. And so one of the other girls that was on the podcast had mentioned how a guy was a liar because he had told 2 lies. And Tank commented, well, he's not a liar. He just lied twice. And so Angela Yee makes the she's like, what you mean? It's like, so if a guy sucks a dick when he sucks a dick twice, like, does that make him gay? And so Tank made the comment that, hold on,
maybe he sucked dick. Well, it seems like maybe he just sucked dick once and he wasn't that sure. Then he's like, I'm gonna try it one more time, and he didn't like the taste.
Right.
He did say
and he said it only makes you gay if you do it continuously.
He said it's a continuous.
I'm like, this really doesn't have taste. And I'm like, what kind of dick is you sucking? Like,
but it was only the taste
dirty
that made
dick. Like that was the only thing that you
Where's that Monique?
Like,
the fact that you had
a male penis in your mouth. It was just like the taste. I don't really like the flavor. Like salt.
It was kind of pissy this time.
It was a little sweaty. It tasted a little salty. Like
salty.
But it does take like a whole new meaning on his songs where he's like face down, ass up, back it up. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm not gonna put that on him because I will say that he's a heterosexual male.
No, because he also said something about
he has a wife,
anal licking. He has
that
a beard.
Doesn't mean
That's not gay.
He can have
has
a wife.
beard.
and still be.
That's how damn
What-
well
but
mothers
it-
be all the
okay,
time.
wait. So
Now we spreading rumors, but it's okay.
no,
Keep
I'm
watching.
not gonna put that on him. I feel like what he gave was a very neutral response.
Because he does have a
I
lot of
feel-
gay males.
No.
He's performed at like some.
Neutral.
He's performed at like
for gay. I feel
those
like
LBGT
right, and I feel like he has to be
things
careful as an artist because
to alienate
of
his
his
audience.
because he does have a lot of audience who are
Because
you know
he did have a
the
lot of
alphabet
people
people.
at the Pride
Right.
concert he did.
Right.
You don't want to miss that.
And he doesn't want to, but then.
But
if
even
you,
too, how would you
but-
look? But then, as a man, I don't see, and that's where I feel like.
But I
it
feel
all
like
gets
we
to-
give
it all
women
gets-
more grace when it comes to shit like this.
Oh, we
than we give men. And I feel like with women that a woman can do something gay and not be gay, right?
I'm
Like
still gonna call it some
she
gay
can
shit, though.
participate.
I'm
She
still
can-
gonna call it some gay shit, and it could be sexual harassment too. Nah, just because you're a woman, bitch, you definitely sexually harassed me.
Right,
Just put
but
that out
it's,
there.
but it's, I feel like we give women more grace to come back
Our
from it
society,
than we do.
our
Because
society
men-
doesn't.
because
men
it's
the
like
patriarch doesn't
right.
mind.
but women don't.
I mean,
like
some men
Right.
do
when
have
their
issue
men
with that,
Right.
Are involved in with
Right.
other men.
and men don't like that either. So,
But men like it when their women
Are
are
involved with other women.
because it's like a fantasy.
Right.
Right. I mean, yeah, it is.
I don't know. I've been with someone that had
And
like
I'll
a
never
whole
like
issue with that, and they're a male, and they wouldn't want a woman that does that.
I feel like men are oversexed, and that's the issue.
Well.
That's what I feel like, and we don't allow the same grace for. And I'm gonna say I'm speaking for myself too because I cannot say that if I met the man of my dreams, how I pictured him to be tall, dark, handsome, gorgeous teeth, ain't got no kids, got $1 million, got a jet,
I only sucked dick twice.
and he say, I sucked the dick twice.
You still.
I'm gonna throw it out the window. You can't come back from that. You can't come back from that. I mean, there's
We might better give you
What
some
about
pointers.
there's penetration
Lisa?
going on. I
What
don't
about
know.
you, Lisa?
I don't even gotta answer that question.
What about you, Marie?
I don't know.
I don't like being
Depends.
like
Like,
That's an honest answer.
I'm like, it really
You could-
depends.
you
Like,
could
I
consider-
could overlook it. Like, depending on what he got going on. Besides, I might be able to overlook it. I suck some dick too. I mean,
But you know what?
I'm like, I don't want to.
Well, okay.
We're finna put this back up.
Wow.
This was your idea.
You said we got something in
I
common.
just I don't know.
I'm like, do you like?
I didn't know we were gonna get there.
I
Maybe we
just-
should
I
have just
don't-
went to the always
I
story.
don't because I
Okay,
feel
y'all
like
in the comments,
I
y'all
feel
chime
like if
in
you
and tell
did
us what
that-
y'all think.
I feel like if you did that, then you hired something else. Because if you go as far as to do that, and
Dude, you must have been dating a whole man too to get to the like.
What
how did
was
you
the
get?
conversation
Like, how did you
about?
get to? I'm gonna put my dick in your mouth.
Right.
Like, how did we get there? I'm
But
gonna just
while we
put the
talking
tip.
about it, Facebook went crazy.
Yeah.
Just this past week with all kind of videos.
Oh, I didn't listen. I haven't
I
seen
didn't.
tried
I
to
don't
see
watch
them in
none
Drea.
of.
Miko tried to see me that I was like, say man,
No. I
It's-
wasn't interested.
I can't.
What
Like,
happened?
the pastor,
Made a business.
the pastor, and then the barbershop
The
video.
barbershop, yes.
I ain't
Some of
see
those
it.
men probably only did it twice because they had masks on. And,
I've seen
if
other
you
things.
have a-
So
But I feel
is
like
that
even
what
too,
Future
because of the
was
way-
talking about when he said mask on, mask off?
Oh no.
You know what?
But I feel like even with our culture,
Allegedly.
because I feel like that we're not very accepting of that lifestyle. So I feel as though and to some degree, I've met men where I could almost see it being primal. It's not even about I would date. I don't know. It's like I've seen and read different things. I don't feel like our culture is comfortable with that. I do feel like that's how the HIV epidemic came about. We don't have sex education. Especially we're not discussing with our gay children.
Right.
That's something we really avoid. And I find that males typically are more promiscuous and they find themselves in situations
Mhm.
that aren't average, no different than glory holes and random things. And you'll hear about these stories,
Right.
especially in the 80s, between drugs and like sex and even
Yes.
some of these
Richard
industries.
Pryor.
This shit is very common, or was at one time, and it's kind of resurfacing too because people are going to be, we're asking everyone to be in the closet about their lifestyle. Like, I don't like it, you don't need to do it, or we got Uganda, we're going to kill you if you're gay, this,
Right.
that. So it's like we're forcing people to hide their lifestyles, where I would almost rather know.
Well, I don't.
I would
feel
like to know if you suck the dick, though.
But
I mean,
I
at
don't.
least
I
can
feel
have
like
that option to
everybody
walk
has
away
their
or stay.
right. Everybody has their preference, right?
Right.
Like I don't feel like there's anything wrong with me saying that I wouldn't sleep with a man that slept with another man.
Right, but I'm
Right?
accepting
Like,
of you sleeping
Right.
with
If
a
that's
man.
what you want to do, if you want this, y'all talking, y'all can swap dick sucking stories. It's fine. Y'all can do that. I'm not gonna do that. right?
But I don't even know if I could trust you. Like, what if you have a really attractive friend or whatever? Like,
he was like, so y'all at the
so
barbershop?
y'all supposed
Y'all
to be
at the
fishing and
barbershop?
shit. You sure?
You can't get your hair cut. I'm
gonna cut your hair, Nick.
Okay, let's talk about the wings. The always wings.
Oh yeah. So
There's levels to this, y'all.
it gets real legal. Okay, so we left the barbershop and now we are moving on to Always has removed their female symbol from sanitary product packaging. Okay, so there is the Alphabet lobby has the transgender lobby has gone after Procter and Gamble and somehow gotten them to remove the
women's symbol,
the female symbol from the packaging.
I thought the shit was cute.
The Always pads.
So I ain't paying no $9 for no rag.
Listen,
just generic looking pads.
I don't know what kind of lobby they got, but if they can go up against Procter and Gamble, that's a big ass lobby. That's a strong ass lobby, and it irritates me because if your lobby that strong, you can go find some better shit to do than this.
Like, why would you waste your time on such a trivial fucking topic?
Right? They say men have periods too.
When?
Or even make some Always for men. Shit, I don't know why you can't just create another package. Why I can't just have my package the way it was?
Right.
The thing is, why are women continuing to lose the right to be what we naturally are?
Y'all putting these pants in y'all wallets.
Now it's all generic because I gotta dumb this shit down.
Do these pants go in your wallets? Where do they go?
Are they on y'all balls?
Are they in your man purse? Like, where the fuck?
I don't understand. There's so many questions that I have about this and the relevance of it. And especially the relevance of it, because they're saying men have periods too. So if you have a woman who identifies herself as a male, but she still has her lady parts, she goes
technically she's a female, so you have the sign.
It's not like they have a woman's face.
I mean, I feel like it's science. If I have a penis, I'm a male. If I have a vagina, I'm a female. If I have both, I'm a hermaphrodite. However that shit works, I'm not sure. But either way, like, that happens too. But going back to now how I choose to identify, now how I dress or carry myself, that makes me a woman. Mm-hmm. How I dress or carry myself, that can make me a man. And I feel like that's an opinion.
So when women get a sex change and they get a male part,
I want to know, do they have the
still
sensation?
have the exit point for period?
No.
So, because they just remove that.
Because they can get a.
Because what they do is they pull it out.
Yeah, it's all gone.
So then why they need pads?
No,
but
because the women that have not
the ones who haven't had
they just identify.
So my question is, even with that sex reassignment, does the shit still feel the same or work the same? Because I'd be damned if I get rid of my vagina and then the penis, I don't have no sensation, but I'm just there and shit.
You wanted it?
Like, but like, if I'm not. I can't risk that shit. Like, I ain't ever like, nah, I can't. Yeah, I can't.
I don't know. I mean, I
almost want to ask, like, I
saw a surgery.
Do you have semen? Does it or get a rat?
I Googled everything. So I saw the surgery.
Can you feel it? How many?
I saw the male to female surgery, and I saw what it used to look like, and with advancements, men cannot tell. I mean, if you think about just your average male who ain't down there, looking,
right.
You can't tell.
Do they suck the penis up into the vagina?
So it is.
I mean, is your penis size gonna be based on the girth of your vagina?
Yes, I think so.
Conversation actually.
Because I mean, vaginas have different sizes, so do penises. So I would think
do they have to use lubrication, or does it lubricate?
Okay, so we are going far left right now.
Okay.
I mean, we have some real life questions. We have to revisit this shit.
Yeah,
and
y'all gonna have to talk to a sex
reassignment
specialist for those questions to be answered.
Because it comes off insensitive, but these are real questions that women. Because first of all, I feel like you're treading on my womanhood.
And I say that.
And why do I have to?
And then, and taking that even, so today everyone kind of got mad because of that cyclist, the white male, or the white transgender woman.
Who was originally a man,
whooping women's ass in cycling, and I refer to as a male, which biologically men are stronger. So to me, I do
if they
feel like
made it past puberty.
I feel like I almost feel like it's almost a threat. And then I'll be honest and say, because it is a white male, I do almost see it as just another form of them abusing their privilege. And I say that to say too that we've noticed that we've seen so many African American trans women, and most of them are just end up murdered. There's real no notoriety. But for some reason, when you're a white man that decides to become a woman, like you're famous just from fucking existing.
Yeah, you
like,
get
you're
to
getting,
be woman of the year, like Bruce Jenner.
Exactly. It's like
and
almost,
I mean,
they roll out the
ugly.
red carpet for your dusty ass, and it's like so. It's almost like I do feel some kind of way about that. Like,
and it's like you
and it is a bias.
We got black trans men who are out here serving face, looking like straight women, bodies, right? And it's like I feel less of a woman standing next to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in the white males who are trans, like I don't get the same.
So that brings us to our first viewer's voice or choice question, which is from Godfrey Toussaint with his French name. Are trans women, he left out his comment, women, or are they just that, trans women? What say you guys in the comment section? Are trans women women, or are they just that, trans women? I just like to call them trans people. Personally,
I just like to call them by their motherfucking name, like whatever your name.
Well, then they be changing their name from like Bruce to Kathy. Why is it always like I'm Kathy and they sound like that?
But I'll even be honest. It was like the other night I'm at the bar, or whatever, and there's this woman, and she identifies as a male. But I'll be honest and say that she asked me a question, like she was trying to tell this other woman she's trying to talk to. She like, don't I be here all the time? And I'm like, I didn't know whether to say he or she. Like, it made me uncomfortable because I do know that you're a woman,
that's
but I know you identify as a male. So
right.
I'm like, yeah, he be here, but I did still felt weird about it when I said like, yeah, he do be here a lot. But I don't.
Were you supposed to say she?
I wasn't sure. That's how I really felt. I got hung up on it.
I don't have time for that.
Floyd had a comment. He said, I might be skating a thin line, but trans out here breaking all kinds of women records in sports and shit.
And that's it wasn't just the cyclists
compete against each other versus race.
I've always said that. I feel like they should have their own.
The MMA fighter,
wrestling,
who was out there beating the shit out of all the women. The MMA fighter. I mean, and then there was a wrestler who was out there.
High school wrestling.
Yeah.
It had hair under.
If you are a
post-pubescent her arms.
If you have decided past the age of 12,
they need their own.
Right. And I don't care.
Oh, got waffles.
I don't care what kind of what type of hormone therapy that you try to do to reverse the shit. You are always going to be unequally balanced when it comes to testosterone and estrogen. You are going to naturally
that's natural.
Your muscle tone is different. Your shoulders are more square. Like you're just shaped differently. You're more.
You
powerful.
have an unfair advantage. Right. Period. So
this is the same issue that black, was she African or the black girl who was the track star?
Yeah,
she was an actual woman who had more testosterone, and they argued that she couldn't compete.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow her to compete, and she was running the 800. She wasn't even always dusting everybody. She won a lot of races, but she still was competing normally. It wasn't like she was beating them by like 200 yards or anything like that. She was naturally competing and winning some races.
But there are lots of women who have high testosterone
because she was African.
You have women.
Like I did when I was younger.
Like I still do when I still
my cycles,
right?
Because they said that I had a higher level. But I play sports all the time,
right?
So that will increase your
And then there's other like PCOS, women who have polycystic ovaries. They have more testosterone than the normal woman does. That's what causes them to have cysts on their ovaries. There are instances where women will have higher testosterone levels, but it's not just the testosterone levels. It's everything that comes with being a post-pubescent male. Like you have more muscle mass. Then you take a 120-pound male and a 120-pound female. They get into a fight. He gonna beat the shit out of her. Just because the muscle mass is completely,
She always fighting,
male or female.
Like she always fighting, but
same pounds though.
Same pound.
Pound for pound.
Pound for pound.
They every weight.
Right. And I just
don't ask somebody.
I don't feel like it's fair. But going back to the subject at hand about the trans women, I feel like as a woman who has been a female from inception, right? For me to have gone through all of the things that I have as a woman, for me to have gone through puberty, for me to have gotten my cycle while I was in choir practice, for me to have gone through all of the stuff that I went through that you experience as a female growing up into womanhood, all of that, I'm not giving that to you.
But I would almost feel like, especially as a white male choosing to be a woman, it's almost like saying I'm so privileged I can give up my privilege at any time whenever I feel like it.
But I'm not gonna relegate this to race. I can't, because we have transgender, like Malaysia Booker. She decided that she was a male. She decided that she wanted to be a female. That's fine. You can choose to be whatever you want to be. I can call you whoever. If you, hey girl, whatever, cool. But if you want to be, I can call you a female, but I cannot give you my womanhood. I can't give you that. I gave birth to children. I went through
now
all the
they'll be
hell.
lobbying to throw some uteruses in them.
No, what are you talking about? I heard some shit that they felt they deserved a uterus. Unless she was born with all the problems that came with the uterus. I don't feel like that.
Right.
And again, it's like, I don't feel like that's fair. And I guess for me, though, I feel like, and I think the reason why I keep taking it back to race is because typically the white people they're transitioning, they have more resources. So you might see a black male that's a trans woman, but typically he may not even have the operation or have access to the hormones. So I feel like, in going back to, you see them where they're more, I feel as though they're receiving accolades. Like, you don't see that. If anything, because homophobia is so rampant in the black community, if anything, that makes they're more likely to be a victim.
Maybe what you're saying, what I'm hearing, is that when it comes to the face of trans people, it's typically white. These are the people who are doing the lobbying. The people who
but then they don't lobby for the black victims.
That's the same thing when it comes.
Exactly.
Zuri said a lot of y'all aunties
don't read
got
that
a full
comment.
beard,
It's ignorant.
but she's still a woman.
Hey, I got a full beard. Fuck you.
She said she got some.
You wax this week.
I be waxing my ass off. I just bought my own equipment. Like, don't
She
worry.
got high testosterone, but she still needs
And sex drive on point.
legitly.
I can't believe you read that.
What is happening?
I skipped right on over that. Hey, Justin. Oh, by the way, off subject, but our boy Justin Rose has a song that will be
on Black and
premiering
Blue.
on Black and Blue movie, starting the movie out.
Our intro music.
Yeah, he's the person who did our intro
Yes.
music.
So
With the
y'all
main
can go
freaky.
out actually on Friday and check that out. I gotta be mommy 2.0 on Friday night, so I can't go. But if you go,
Be
I
on
think
the
it's Alamo
plantation.
Draft House. That they're doing. You buy the tickets and meet them out there to go view it and listen to his track that's on there. So we're always proud of J Rose. He always making moves silently. He tell you some shit after the fact, like,
Right.
yeah,
Way
you know what I'm
after the
saying?
fact.
Just signed this deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, making Oak Cliff proud. And he's so down to earth. And that's one thing I have always admired about him, is that he's always reachable. And it's some people, it's like, dude, you ain't even signing nobody that's serious. Like, right. Who the hell are you supposed to be trying to act like can't nobody talk to you? Like the little weirdo that we had on the show with the sunglasses talking about his boy.
Moving right along.
What's our next? Oh, so we had
And
more viewers'
Wakanda.
choice.
Supposed to be
That was
acting
our
like that's
possible.
somebody.
Don't
Clean
get me
space.
started.
We had two in the possible. That was the possible.
Okay, I'm not talking about that lady and her I don't have no kids, but she got 5 kids worth of stretch marks. So let's go on to our next topic, guys. Viewer's choice was from Kat. She asked, she wanted to discuss inconsistent friends. She was supposed to drop us a comment about it.
Yeah, she in there.
She's watching the live.
Oh, Justin said it's a Studio Movie Grill. My bad, y'all. So it's a Studio
Damn,
Movie Grill, not
Studio
Alamo
Movie
Draft House.
Grill.
Andre is misrepresenting. So yeah, Studio Movie Grill on Friday.
So what do y'all think? What makes a friendship inconsistent to
Man,
you
know
guys?
your friends like you as fuck. Like yeah, I will say this. Most of my friends are knee high. I do have some friends that I brought on board after the fact, like Marie. I brought them on after the fact, and I have a no new friends rule. I really do. And usually, most of my friends, we have a no new friends rule. But every once in a while, I'll come across somebody who I'll just vibe with, and it's like, yeah, I need you in my life. And so that's what happened with Marie. But typically, what I found when it comes to inconsistent friends, these are people who can't maintain relationships with other people in the first place. right? Like they don't relate well when it comes to like with Zelton with interpersonal relationships. That friendship is an interpersonal relationship, and it's if you don't have interpersonal skills, you can't handle an
You're
interpersonal
constantly
relationship.
in conflict,
Right? Or you got
the
you got the hunger every time you get a new man, you don't never see him. You don't hear from him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I have my friends, and those are my friends.
And I think there's a difference between being inconsistent and being adults. Right. I feel like there's a thing. Well, sometimes, like I'll say this. Sometimes, like my friends won't hear from me, or I go into my little quiet mode. But I promise you, if anybody need anything, if you call about your kid, whatever the fuck I thought I was in, I'm there. Now I might get quiet, you may not hear from me, but I'm gonna be there when I actually need it. And I don't have to talk to them every day for them to need
But
me.
if they're your friend, they're gonna check on you and make sure you're okay. You're gonna be like, I'm good, I'm just busy or whatever.
Or even till like, okay, well she must be either she got something going on or she just really, but it's not that, because then I know people where it's like I have childhood friends I've been friends with since I was 6, and that's I was 8. And there's even one where it's like she lied a lot, like she been lying since we was like 10 years old, like it ain't even no so we don't take her shit serious. We're just kind of like, and then we and over the years, you kind of just adjusted to who she is. Okay, this is who she is. We can go this far. Because I even feel like sometimes you'll love somebody, but that doesn't mean that I want to have a relationship with you. I can love you because we have a history together. We've known each other forever, but that doesn't, I don't identify you as my top priority.
Right, that makes them.
But I feel like it's somebody you care about.
I think people don't know the difference between
like this
friends and acquaintances. I think oftentimes people just say everybody is their friend, and I don't take who established the friendship.
Right.
The other person might not even know that,
or might not even want to be your
friend. Or want to be your friend. They're not considering that a friendship. They might say, okay, we're acquaintances or associates. We have this kind of relationship. I am friendly towards you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're your friend as far as the type of friend that someone is saying that they need as a friend. To me, I think that people take friendships too seriously.
Or too lightly?
Actually, I think that people have to respect other people's boundaries and where they are in their lives. So you can't expect someone to be a friend to you if right now they're having their own personal issues.
But then I don't mean that to me. That doesn't mean you're not being a friend. That means that you have whoever that person.
That means you need a friend.
Yeah, you need a friend, or you're going through your own thing. You need people to be your friend the way that you need at the time. Almost how sometimes it's like, is there something you need, or what? Like, let's say it was like a loss in somebody's family. Like, I'm not good with that, right?
Right.
But what can I? Is there something that I can do to
support you?
Let me tell you. I'm terrible at this.
I'm gonna talk about this. I had a very near and dear friend that Miko know who I'm talking about. Had a near and dear friend that I've been knowing since elementary school. And when you brought this up about somebody dying, I had one of my another close friend pass away, and he never checked on me. He never said, how are you? Are you okay? And this is somebody that I talk to every single day, right? And so I never reached out to him and said that the person had passed away, but I had posted, on Facebook or whatever. I'm not gonna call you. I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have time.
And that I do believe it's not your responsibility to reach out. They're supposed to reach out to you.
But 365 days had passed, and finally he called me. We're not friends no more.
How many days passed by?
A year.
And
we're not friends no more.
Gladys commented, and she said, I know that we are busy, but sometimes friendships are so one-sided. Most want you for your advice or help, but don't reciprocate.
So to that I say, stop being a trash can for your friends to dump their shit on you. You choose to accept, in my opinion, if you feel like that's all they use you for, that's all they need you for, okay, then stop answering the phone.
And I can see that too. But I have like close friends where we're real close, but then at the same time we're real distant. We're real distant too. And I say that to say that like I have friends where like they'll always want to make sure you're good, want to know what's going on with you. Then one day like you finally click with you, bitch, I don't never know what's going on with you. Right. Like you will ask me A, B, C, D, then what happened, and you will be literally in hell and not say shit.
Right.
And that's and I have multiple friends like
that.
But
why should they?
But I'm saying
because I don't tell everybody everything that's going on with me. Because
you're one of the people I thought of when I thought of that. But I have another girlfriend that's almost like that. But it's like then I feel like I'm not being a good friend to you because of the fact that you could be going through something and I have no idea. And I might have asked, but it might have been a casual response. Like I'll ask her, "What's up with you?" "Oh, I'm good." Blah blah. Then it's like maybe a month or two down the line it'll come up. Well, why didn't you say something? Because sometimes we'll be drowning and we do need help, but our pride doesn't let us help.
Hold on. So here's my thing. If this says you're 35, I'm gonna handle your ass accordingly. I have my friends that we've all pretty much grown up together, but everybody's personality is completely different. There are some friends that I'm a really blunt person, right? In generally speaking, I'm a really blunt person, but I know with a certain friend that I can't push that shit too far with her, right? Because she gonna take that shit. She gonna take that shit real personal. And I got another friend. Whenever she going through something, we close. We all close. But some people are tighter than others. She might feel more inclined to reach out to another friend, right? And so I'll check on her, but I know that she's closer to this girl, so I'll check on her. Man, is she really okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you sure? You gotta learn how to handle people. I handle you how you handle me, and it's like even like I can't.
Or knowing how.
Right, or knowing how to handle that person. Like if you're dealing with somebody who you feel like you're close to and you're always sharing your information with them, but you feel like they're not ever reciprocating them, they don't have to do that, right? And so if you feel like they're not doing that, then you cut back. That's you doing that. Ain't nobody asked you to overextend yourself like that. You meet them where they are.
I agree. But I feel like it's okay to like, hey, even if I'm gonna put that out there, hey,
people like, oh, well, I'm gonna teach you how to be a good friend by example. You don't know what the hell she done been through in her life.
But I feel like I'm gonna ask. But I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to push the issue because I feel like if you're ready to talk about it, deal with it, you're going to come to me. But I never want to be like I'll catch myself sometimes like, where I be having so much shit going on, I can be self-absorbed sometimes and not on purpose. Like I could literally be, and then be like, oh shit. And where I might have to double back, I made a half-ass read a text message, didn't realize I actually missed something key. Something just happened here and I need to fucking respond to that. Let me go back and double back.
But it comes back to being self-aware.
So one of the things I saw on the internet today after we saw that Kat said that she wanted to talk about inconsistent friendships was this post. And it said that, your friend, they may not be avoiding you. They may just be overwhelmed with work, processing a shock or a trauma, putting some boundaries in place, dealing with the illness, saving money by not going out, prioritizing family, distracted by unexpected life change, tired of having to put on a happy face or needing some silence and space. And one of the things that I really relate to is trying to put on a happy face, because sometimes you don't want to burden your friends
and
with,
sometimes I feel like it rains
what's
and pours,
going on,
so it's like,
but you have to you want to try to be okay, because you don't want somebody to think that, oh, it's because I have a best friend, my best friend Bibi. One of the things we've always said about each other is that we don't talk to each other every day. We might not even talk to each other every month. But as soon as we talk to each other, it's like we never miss the step.
Right.
And she can tell me anything. If it's somebody that she needs to tell something that's very secret or very private or something to, I'm the person she's gonna tell because there's nobody else that is gonna hold it like I will. And she's the person that I'm gonna tell everything to. So I think that, like you said, you know how to deal with your friends.
I mean, there's levels to friendship.
You know who your friends are. And
I don't
want
it right,
but that's why I also said having enough maturity to understand, like maybe this person, because I had a girlfriend. I hadn't talked to her in a minute, and she went she called me. Like I was getting ready to go somewhere, she called me, so I already feel she's going to a tangent, and I had this going on. And the funny part is, well, no, I actually had surgery too. I had this, but going back to, I'm not mad at you for not being there for any of that stuff. I really just didn't know, and for me, if I'm going through, I'm silent unless you're in my immediate circle. You will not really hear from me. I'm only reaching out to people that I'm close to, and that's it. And sometimes it might be someone I've known for a shorter period of time, but I'm just closer to them than you. And it is what it is.
It might be completely circumstantial, because a lot of times, you might feel like somebody who hasn't known you as long is less judgmental, right? Or they might just be vibing with you,
or in that time in your life, they're there.
But why are friendships because all I'm hearing is this person come talk to me about this? I think friendships should be about. It shouldn't be about all the drama or the difficult times you're dealing with. Go out and have a good time. I don't want to talk about no sad shit all the time.
But then,
I don't want to hear that your nigga cheated on you because he gonna cheat on you.
But
again.
I do. I want to hear about that, because I want. But see, I'm an empath though, right? I always want everybody to unburden themselves. When it comes to because sometimes
they should get therapy.
I be feeling like I got some friends. I feel like they are my therapists.
But
first of all, you need to answer the phone because you're my therapist.
Because a lot of times, you need some.
Or my life coach.
If your friends are, I'm talking about real friends, I'm not talking about people that you associate with. I ain't talking about people you've been knowing a fucking long time. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about people who are your real life friends, people who you can tell anything to, people who won't judge you, anything like that. So what I'm talking about is if you are my friend and I call you my friend,
All you want to do is talk about pizza.
I know, that's what I just read.
All you want to do is talk about pizza.
That's what I just
No,
read.
I just want to go get
Oh my
pizza.
God.
First of all, I don't want to talk about pizza. I want to go get pizza.
So first, I want to
And
eat it.
then
I talk
maybe you
about
can
it.
talk about your nigga cheating
Right.
on you and all that bullshit you going through. But if I'm hungry or I haven't taken my nap,
But it's all
Leave me
about
alone
how you
with all that
prioritize your issues, though, right? So it's like if I feel like what's pressing you at the time is the fact that your dude might have done something. Okay, let's talk about it, and then I might say, you know what, you completely overreacted. You shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? And give you some perspective, or maybe something that you can take away and walk back that will help you cope with what you're going through. That's what friends do, and it might be something
it's
going
also
on.
something therapists do too.
Make
But
a
it's
safe
also
space.
stuff going on.
But
like,
sometimes some therapists
with
don't
your
forgive it. They don't.
kids.
So I will
you
say,
know what I'm saying? And people have issues with their children, and they want to talk about those issues, and it's like, okay. And there isn't one thing that's more pressing than the next. It's whatever. It's
You
whatever
got
is
family
going on,
therapist.
you know, with
I'm
you
joking.
at that time period. And I feel like friends shouldn't relegate. You can call me at 2:00 in the morning. I'm gonna wake up and talk to you. You know what I'm
cannot
saying?
call me.
And it's like I don't feel like
I feel like I'm like that with all my friends except for
Different
like
personalities.
I said I'm like except for Drea Hall because I feel like she's just gonna abuse the shit. She gonna call me at 5 a.m. like let's go to Starbucks right now and do so. No,
See,
stop. Calm the
even
fuck
Kat
down.
says she does get tired of feeling like a counselor.
I
and
love her
friendship.
enough. I feel comfortable enough.
That's
where
why
I
I
don't have
said
to be
stop letting
polite.
people
and
dump
stop
their
doing it.
trash
Stop
on
doing it. If you the thing is you can't be the type of
You have
friend
to
to
set your
somebody
own
that is not
boundaries.
that type of friend to you. You
But
know what I'm
Gladys,
saying?
do you need that from them? Because I think that some people they come to you because they feel like
you that person.
have it you
You
got
got
it going, you got it together.
Figured out.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's why they're coming to you. And I
Right.
think that maybe you could take it as a
A
compliment.
Or you can say, hit my Cash App, and I can.
But I mean,
give
they
you
even
some
say
advice.
that there was like studies that came out and said that like sometimes you need a vent person. You need a
Right.
person. Like I have friends. Like so, this is what I say
It's
about
her-
therapy. The difference is I can go to my therapist and I'm talking. That motherfucker ain't finna say shit. I promise you. If I tell him I was finna kill myself, he probably just shake his head
So
and write
here's
it down. Where my friend is like,
Right.
you know, Marie, you need to meditate.
But
Like,
she's
your ass is
saying that the
everywhere,
friendship is burdensome to her, and she does have to set
But then you have to
boundaries
address that with your friend
within
though,
that
too.
friendship,
No,
so that
just fucking cut him off. Stop answering phone. Let me tell you this. So I Lunice, here's the thing. So it's the type of energy that you have, and I feel like I can very much so relate to you because I have people who will walk up to me off the street and tell me their whole life story. I don't know what it is, and it goes along with my job as well.
That's
It's
what I was
just-
about to say.
it's-
Like, well, technically that is what
Right,
you do.
it's
Like,
what I
they're
do for a
we know.
And it's like people just feel the need, and it's the energy that you put out into the world. People are attracted to it. They feel like it's a safe space. And the thing is that you have to be super self-aware when it comes to it and not let it drain you, right? Not let it zap you, because people can become emotional leeches on accident. I've had a friend before. She went through a tumultuous divorce. She had like a whole lot of issues going on in her personal life, and every time I talked to her, it was, oh, my ex-husband did this, or oh, it was this and that. She was always crying.
And
There was always
sometimes you're
something
not
going
aware.
on.
I do
And-
hate when every time you get on the phone.
You're never having a good day.
Ever.
But I feel like sometimes I want to say after my divorce, there was like, I swear that was like my first 2 years after my divorce. And I was so unaware of it. And it was like after the fact,
Right.
then I was able to see like, damn. It was like, and then everything that happened, it could be like my battery died. Bitch, that was the issue. Like,
Right.
and then my battery died today.
But
and then, but it was like
But what I
everything, but
had
I
to
wasn't
do
aware.
with her is I had to identify her as an emotional leech. I do not feel like that she was being intentional about it. I feel like she really needed somebody to vent to, and I felt like I was that accessible person for her, right? And it was the energy that she was drawn to, and she felt like it was a safe space. So I cut it off. I stopped answering the phone every time she called me. And it wasn't like I wouldn't ever talk to her. I'm not going to answer the phone every time. Right? I'm going to let you cry it out. We're going to talk when we got some sense. You know what I'm saying? We're going to iron it out later. But you don't have to be available for somebody every time they need you. That is not, you are responsible for nobody
not
but
if it's
yourself. You are not
missing your
responsible
energy.
for your children in that aspect. You are not responsible for your mate in that aspect. You are responsible for yourself primarily first. And if you don't take care of yourself, you can be
And then-
a good
and then
friend.
sometimes
you
you
can
do have to
you
be
take that
very
shit
careful.
home to your marriage.
Because you can absorb that.
Your home,
Because you can
your
absorb
relationship
that
with
energy.
your partner and your kids and stuff like
It's
that.
like-
and that's when it's time to
Right.
And I feel like
and then you
being
gotta stop
an
giving
empath,
advice anyway, because that person gonna stay with that person, and then you gonna be mad at the person, and then they gonna be
I never
hunching.
get mad.
Speaking
having
of
a
viewers,
good
speaking
life.
of
I never
I
get
will
mad
not
because
like a
I'm giving
person real
advice to
fast.
say like, I don't know. I think
Right.
that's probably not what you should do anymore. And if they stay with them, then that was your choice. I'll let you go. At least I'm not gonna be mad. And when I see them, I'm gonna
Well,
say
you
hi
can't
and
just
I'm
stay
gonna
with
say
me.
hello.
and
So-
I'm different now to the point where I just say, well, what do you want to do?
Right.
Well, it sounds like this is what you want. Like, so I'm gonna say, you know what you should do, you know what you want to do. So it just is what it is.
And
like,
I think most people have common sense when it comes to the situation. Like, and I tell my friends, like, I'll complain about my job, but then you got that one friend that always complain about the job. And it's like, bitch, if you don't quit this fucking job, and stop acting like you can.
And your shit is more of a labor of love. So like,
Right.
yeah, whatever, bitch. Tomorrow
Yeah.
you're gonna be in tears
Oh,
because somebody brought
Somebody
you
gonna bring you some
flowers.
flowers,
And
and
you're
you're
like,
gonna
you
be
be all,
okay.
this is why I help people. You like, fuck them people. But
I love
this
these
is
things.
why. Like,
Right.
I'm so touched. Like, okay.
But you do have some people like they definitely want to, like, you're their venting person, and I get that. I get vented to all the time, but you definitely have to like create you some space and say, you know what, I'm gonna cut this off because I'm not taking your energy home with me today. I'm not taking your energy to work. I'm not gonna talk to you on my lunch break. I'm gonna go enjoy lunch. Like, I'll go to the park when I'm on my lunch, and like I won't talk to like nobody. I'll send like some text or scroll up or something, but I'm not gonna talk to you about your problems when I've been talking to people about their problems all day. I'm just not gonna do it. So I just feel like you need to just protect your own energy, protect your own space at all costs. And if you have that person that's leeching on you emotionally, you don't even have to tell them, because then you're creating contention within what you recognize may not be something that they recognize, right? You have to be spiritually discerned in order to understand that. And so you don't have to call them out and say, you know what, I'm always checking on you and you ain't never checking on me. Just create some distance.
But I think the person is saying, because I have a friend who's came to me about another friend that I'm not friends with, that she feels isn't a good friend to her, as far as like she doesn't come visit her when she's in town and things of that sort.
That's not your friend.
And
She doesn't come
That's for
visit
her
her
to
when she's
figure
in
out.
town, or she doesn't visit her friend that's in town.
no, when the friend comes to town, like
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she
be
doesn't
feeling- I
come
feel some
visit
kind of
her.
way,
That's
but
not your
so
I'm like,
she
nah, bitch, I've been traveled 2,000 miles and I gotta come also see you.
she
here,
feels
yeah.
like, you know, well, I
I'll
should say
pass.
something to her because she considers her a good friend. So sometimes people feel that they should communicate how they feel because they want to sustain a relationship. But to
Ain't
me,
no
it's like,
relationship.
why is
Why would
it?
you
Why
want
is
to
that
continue
friendship
that
so
relationship?
important to you? Why not just embrace the friendships that you have that do offer you the type of friendship that you want? I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I mean,
I just feel like you don't owe nobody.
I
shit.
say there are no bunk beds
I mean,
and
sometimes
caskets.
I feel like if it's worth if it's salvaging, then yes, I feel like it's fair to address it with somebody if it's worth salvaging. But I feel like you also know that
What do you
particular
address
individual.
it?
I
Well-
don't know. You could. I mean, I feel like the relationships are still relationships, whether it's a friendship, whether it's romantic. Like they're still
And
relationships.
so,
So, you can kind of
Zarek
dress like
said
hey,
just
that
not
he
always.
said
Just
friendships.
change the dynamic.
Zarek said friendships, like all relationships, have levels. We tend to get stuck with people who were only supposed to be temporary, so we can get to the next level. When we learn
Well, you
to
just
unplug
outgrow
and move
people.
And
on
even
from
that,
those,
You
that
have
are only
friends that are
good.
trauma.
Yeah.
I remember there was a girlfriend, me and her were so close because I was going through my divorce and she was
identify
going
with
through
trauma.
hers. And so but then once we got past the divorce shit, we ain't had shit in common. Like, it was just kind of, we just be
That's
sitting
what
over there looking
Ronnie
crazy.
just
Like,
said. She walked somebody through their whole divorce,
And they don't talk to her no
Journey.
more.
Now they don't talk to her anymore.
Yeah. I mean, but that's okay. Like, you have to understand that we are a part of each other's journey in life, right? Like, just because you have somebody, right, that person might join you on
That
your walk for a
season.
little
It's a
while,
season.
and then they have to go, and that's okay. Like, you like,
appreciate
But
what it
people
was.
have to acknowledge that and learn that and know that instead of forcing relationships.
but like my best friend, that bitch ain't going nowhere. Like, she not. That is one person that I know. Like, I don't care. We ain't
Well,
breaking
Kat
up.
is definitely leaving Zelton for a baseball player. Deuces, Zelton. See you later,
That was a
Chippy.
Wow.
You do have your lifelong friends, and you just have to identify who these people are and how they are players and key players in your life.
Where they
And
fit.
right, and sometimes we kind of mistake people who we resonate with for a time because we were in that space. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
'cause
but we
once
were
I-
really close, and it's like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was going through kind of like you said, like the same shit.
Yeah, like
Or-
once I'm past being hurt and angry, I'm like, well, do we have other things
Right.
we can do? Nah, we don't like the same stuff. We don't go to
Right.
the same place. Nah.
And
I'll
the thing
pass.
is, and to realize that shit is okay. And I feel like that's what we don't like to recognize is that
Nah,
just because that
Because we're
person
still trying to hold
that
on,
person is
'cause
not
it's-
your best friend, that doesn't mean they have to be your enemy. You just don't. You ain't got to just fool with them like that. Just move on. It's okay.
Y'all want to get into interpersonal? I had to look this up to figure out what Zelton said. This was going to be a really deep subject.
We ain't trying to be here.
I looked on the Google and everything, and it was just
every
about all the
relationship is an
different types.
interpersonal
Yeah,
relationship.
every relationship is an interpersonal relationship.
What do you want to know about interpersonal?
I want to know
what
what Zelton chime in. What is it that
we should have brought him here? He should have came in today.
Discuss specifically
about
interpersonal relationships. I guess he was trying to say that some friendships become interpersonal, becomes a necessary thing.
What did he say in the comments section?
He hasn't said anything.
So
he worried about Kat leaving him for this baseball player. He nervous.
You know, I'm always careful about moving people into different spaces. Like, it's hard for me to find somebody I work with and then bring them into my personal life, because it's like you can be my work friend. I've done it twice.
That's why I work from home.
I don't think I've ever made a work friend. I've never made a work friend.
I've done it
so
twice.
Now some of my I'll say this, me not being from Texas, some of my closest friends are all work friends.
But
like,
that's different
but it's like I built those relationships.
Here.
So there's people that have been in my life for like 10 plus years. Even like that recent opportunity I got, that was from somebody I met at work. I vacationed with my work friends, but two, they solid work friends now. They ain't just nobody like they, like I've seen them do illegal shit. So we could definitely be friends in real life. But I'm like, but for me, not being from Texas, some of my closest relationships are I've been at their weddings, been there for their kids now. And I didn't even finish high school. But even so, I went to Evanston, but I even moved to Oregon. I also come from a military family. So I've before I moved here, I was living in Seattle.
But you know every fucking body. Like, I'll look on my thing and I'm like, mutual friends.
Girl.
Marie. I'm like, how does
she's popular on the internet?
How does
that I'm like a C-list celebrity on Facebook?
You got all kind of interpersonal relationships.
But going back to also coming from like military people, one time I was like partying. I was literally partying in Maryland and bumped into somebody that I knew from Washington. What are you doing? What are you doing here? They was like, hey, and I've experienced that a lot, even being
Very
here.
personable.
But going back to too, I'm as long as you're nice to me, I'm cool. I ain't kissing nobody's ass, but I'm pretty cool. But me having moved around a lot, I've picked up relationships and friends of friends.
And I also feel like that goes back to like your life experiences. Like, Marie is probably one of the very few people that I pulled off the internet and physically touched.
Yeah, we did meet on the internet.
If we met on the internet.
We met on the internet.
I'm able to like physically touch you. Like, otherwise, I compartmentalize people. Like how I met you, that's where you're gonna stay.
But I will say, like Kerwin, one of the guests in the comment, he has been responsible for a lot of solid friendships. I will say that. I just family day, my whole family day last weekend. Everybody there I met through him.
We took his friends.
Yeah, we took all of them. Like, and they
we ditched him and took his friends.
They're like, your friends are awesome.
Thank you. Over like them.
Yeah, like we're doing dinner. We're doing it all together.
Okay, Zelton said understanding what those relationships are and how they are perceived from the outside.
What are you understanding what interpersonal relationships are and how they're perceived from the outside? Like what?
I guess how people I'm just assuming that this has something to do with the relationship.
Is it like between men and women?
Or friends?
Right, friends. And then it may just be a platonic relationship and they may just be really cool. But then how it's perceived and it looks like it could be more when it's really not more. And I'm going to say this about Zelton. Zelton is really, really cool and he will be like down for you, but he never gives off any type of weird energy. It's always just straight up like I'm cool with you. I'm your
very
friend.
Platonic.
It's very platonic. But he will be so down for you that it could probably be like misconceived.
But the thing is, like, it also has to do with your partner knowing you, right?
Yeah.
And so and sometimes as long you like so like for instance Eli's not an insecure person, right? Like, I can take a picture with a dude posted online and one of his friends might say something, but he'd be like, I mean, I guess that's a homeboy. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a thing to him. But people, when they perceive stuff a different way, they can start to create generalizations based on that. And then it starts to snowball. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
And so I feel like online that becomes a thing when it really wasn't a thing before.
Cass said don't give him too much credit. That's why she leaving him for that baseball player. I'm gonna set her up
But
with.
the fact that they're even able to joke like that.
But
Yeah,
even
I think that's-
so, I'm gonna
that's
give you an
the coolest
example.
thing about
I had a
marriage.
blowout. And I'll say this. You know who showed up? My ex-husband's best friend from 5th grade, and then my homeboy who I used to work with. Like, we've known each other 9 years, and his wife showed up and fixed my flat tire. Like, and going back to someone else could look that funny, but even too, since I've met her, like, and I've known him like 8 or 9 years, but since I met her, like, I loved her, she loved me. When they had their first child together, I was at their wedding or whatever, and she came. We and him already had a relationship established, and she was still like, she know her husband. Like, it's no problem.
Right.
But going back to, he out there fixing my flat tire. I feel like building those kind, and then having like, and there's never been a question of like, we'll go out, we'll go places sometimes solo, and then if he busy, I'll go with her. If she busy, I'll go with him. Like, well, you can't.
But
do
I
it.
think that that's the key
But
right
that's the
there.
stability within their relationship that allows for that to happen.
But I also think that that's the key because you have
You have a
tried
developed
to nurture a
with both of them.
relationship with both of them.
Yeah, and
Sometimes
even
people just try to
Like be
build
cool
a
with one
relationship
person.
with one person.
no, I feel like
And I
that's
never ever like that.
disrespectful.
And maybe I'm
I don't know.
maybe
I feel
could
like
be
that's
perceived as
disrespectful
insecure,
because
but whenever I see somebody that is only just out for
So the
receiving,
thing- here's
only
the
cares
thing.
about receiving, I'm like, I don't
So-
like that.
So what I
You don't speak to me, I don't like that.
I think that's disrespectful
So
because
first
you're
of all,
a unit. Like, I would never do that.
But,
To,
but the thing is, here's the thing. I'm not saying that men aren't like this. I'm saying that I know that women aren't like this. That women are manipulative and that we can be extremely cunning when it comes to stuff. And sometimes we can be overt where he may not pick up on their energy.
But
But
I
you
did.
can definitely pick up on their energy. And it's like you gonna walk up to my man and speak to him and you ain't gonna speak to me. Listen, I almost had a whole fight while I was pregnant one time. It's like, listen,
I will fight you.
I can run
Work-
into an
in work
ex-boyfriend.
hours.
I'm gonna introduce myself to
Right.
whatever woman he's with. That's a respect
right.
thing.
And
Like, even if
when
she
it-
just here for now, and he might be
But
like, this bitch just today.
But I feel like even when it, like, I feel like in some instances, women can have men friends that don't necessarily know your significant other because the woman has to draw the line in the relationship. That man is not going to do nothing that you don't want him to do. Period. He, even if he does make advances, he can't do nothing that you don't allow for him to do. But it's like, it's different when it comes to women because we know how manipulative we've been when it comes to men, and you know that they can be manipulated
True.
in that way. And so it's a little bit different when it comes down to the dynamic in the relationship between men and women. And we went to counseling, and the counselor was like, y'all shouldn't be having friendships with people that you've slept with before or been in relationships before. And so at first it didn't make sense to me.
I'm a little more calm. I'm cool.
Right.
Outside of dude I got kids with, that's the only part.
Right.
Everybody else kind of.
At first it didn't make sense to me, but I feel like just to be fair, it makes sense. Right? Because I feel like men don't close doors, women do.
No, because I feel like even my exes, I know I could like, I there was somebody I hadn't even slept with or been with in years. I'm like, well, I need you to come fix this thing. And where's my housewarming gift? But going back to, I'm also know I'm playing on the fact that like he still got feelings for me. That's
Right.
not something,
Right.
you know, I would just ask my homeboy. I know he gonna do,
Right.
and that's kind of why I had to cut off. Like, let me stop giving you hope, and you only doing this
Right.
because of our previous
Right.
relationship.
Right.
But
Mhm.
no, so I try to
That's
stay
how
away
women
from it.
are. So
I'm like, so you need to come fix this, and really, I would have a man if I don't waste
and
my
I'd be
good
like, I
years
wish
on
you would go fix a bitch,
Right.
buy a bitch a housewarming gift
Right.
that you fucked.
Right.
Yeah, we not
You
like
say she having a barbecue.
What? You better not even like barbecue.
What?
I
Yes,
mean,
I am, though.
if she
If she offers
offers
you water
some
when you
pizza
thirsty.
to my man, hey, bring the
Better
pizza
die.
back to the family, boo.
Well, you ain't bring pizza for everybody.
Come
So
on
you
with
just
the
ate up
pizza.
that bitch pizza and then bring no pizza.
Right.
he gonna
Like,
bring
oh.
the pizza home to me.
And I just feel like it goes back
Go
to
ahead,
just
bring
how
the
we
pizza.
how we know
What she needs.
how we can be and how we have
Bring my
been
pizza.
with men when it comes
We
to
know our power.
women. Yeah, we understand
you
our
know
power
we
as
can do
women.
that.
We understand how to be manipulative when it comes to things, and guys don't understand.
And
that.
we be
guys
stupid
don't.
with it too. We
guys
try to play
don't-
coy as
Guys
fuck.
feel like they
I'm
so
like-
strong,
like-
and it's like, but you not though.
If you trying to play coy as fuck, I'm like, did you say
Cass
got
said
feelings for me?
She don't
He
like
like, of course, motherfucker. I'm like, oh.
She
I
said she
didn't
don't
know,
like
but I
women.
didn't know.
inbox
Right.
Z asking him about their relationship,
Oh no.
and Zarek asked, so would
Asking
you
relationship advice.
be, asking relationship advice, and she said, so would you be comfortable with your partner having a night out with a friend of the opposite sex
No.
if you've never met them?
No.
Do you want me to kill the
different.
bitch? Like what?
No.
Absolutely
They going out
not.
for pizza and bringing me some.
I don't play that shit. I don't
No,
because
seriously.
I feel like you putting your own life in danger. You putting her life in danger. And my imagination starts running, getting away from me, And
She like the way I jumped to conclusions, bitch.
I don't even stretch,
like,
bitch. I just jump
I'm a
out
whole
there.
gymnastics. She over there.
I just jump out there.
Simone.
I start connecting dots
Exactly.
that ain't even
Like,
here. I don't even know why you put up with me sometimes. But I just feel like it just all goes back to I know how
if I know the woman, I've always been comfortable.
But he said that you
even
never
with like my
met.
ex-husband, he was
He
him being
said never
military.
met.
There was one time when I was moving to Texas, and I was moving to Texas. We got rid of our place. We knew he was gonna go on deployment, so he's gonna.
You must have took your shit with
and
you.
he actually stayed. He stayed with one of my homegirls. People were like, you let him stay in the house with your homegirl? I'm like, he know that bitch inside. Like, he know her business to the point where I wouldn't even know.
Niggas don't care, Marie.
Yeah.
Look, hey.
So you think because he knew she was a hoe, he wouldn't test her hoe activities
I
out?
think she tried it one time back when because we got married young. She actually came in here. And he was like, "Cause that bitch crazy." Like, why you ain't say nothing? He like, "Cause that bitch crazy." Like, I was ignoring. Like, she told me, but I feel like she told me because he didn't take the bait. So she like, just so you know. I'm like, oh, okay. And like, well, I don't want to tell you, but I don't know, because I feel like if a bitch gonna take your man, she gonna take your man.
Listen, I just watched JoJo. Did y'all watch JoJo?
Not on my watch.
Show yesterday.
What's up with that love rug? I need to know.
Birth of a female savage, and one of the topics they was talking about was like how women are, even when men are in marriages or in relationships. Like, if you chose to come over here and kick it with me, then that's not my problem. You need to keep your chick over there. That's how women are.
But men are like that too, though.
But I'm like, maybe I'm just not a normal girl.
Every time I look them right in their eyes, and you having a conversation with my man, and I'm standing right here, I'm not even looking at him. I'm looking at you, because I'm going to be able to read you quicker than I could probably read him, because I know how women are. Yes. Yes. And I know when you playing the game. And if you don't look me right back, like, I just know when you playing.
I feel like that's
I know
like, I've had men where I know you, where it's like, I know they tried to talk to me and they'll try to introduce me to their wife, and I just be kind of like uncomfortable. Like, nigga, did you just like, first of all, like, this is really weird. I'm gonna move around.
No, but I want
like,
you should introduce. Yeah. You should definitely.
No, but I feel like you're trifling, and like, why? Like, because it was even an incident where I didn't even know you had a wife, and then it's like, oh, this is my wife.
Listen, first of all,
if you don't
men always think they slick. First of all,
and that's weird. Like,
and I feel like a lot of times women like to allow for men to believe that they smart when we know.
That's our shit.
That they not. Like,
that's our jam. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Like, I had no idea.
Like we can definitely act like we were oblivious to what was happening, and we totally know what was going on the entire time. And it's just we wanted to see how long you was gonna string us along and make us. It's either you stupid or
sometimes we like to give you rope to hang yourself. Like, I'm gonna watch all this shit. You sit back.
And it's like dudes think, oh, cause you
and I'm gonna kill your ass tomorrow.
And you nice, that you ain't never
like
been that person.
Murder?
Like, you think
I've been that person.
You think shit's sweet?
Right. I've been that person. I put bricks through windows. I've keep cars.
I tried to hit a motherfucker with a car.
I have
and it was for some simple shit. Like, why would you?
And I have suppressed her through years of medication and therapy. However, if you would like to meet this motherfucker, I can definitely resurrect her ass for you.
Please don't.
But I'm so proud that I've let that person go in my. I'll say this: I haven't been in love in my 30s, so I don't know what I'm capable of. In my 20s, I done been in love with a motherfucker. I will kill you.
I feel like the longer you with somebody, the crazier you get.
It's a personal relationship.
The crazier you get.
Is this interpersonal? Is this what we still talking about?
I don't know.
I'm 13 years in a hole. You gonna die behind anything at this point. Like, you are liable to die about anything.
She be all calm and shit.
You take your life and death chance.
I'm gonna go get me a whole new nigga.
Well, come to death row.
I mean, that's why I say that. Because in my 30s, I'll walk away from some shit. But I honestly say I've never been
I'll walk away from a fight at work.
I done ran up with my ex-husband.
I'm gonna kill you.
I ran over his cell phone. I've done all kind of shit.
Like, how you gonna plead insanity?
You remember 50 Cent?
But you can't help yourself. Like,
yes, that's definitely it. And I feel like he knows that. You know what I'm saying? He don't test me.
So he just walk like on a little. He just tightrope walk.
He don't want no crowd. He don't want this smoke.
He don't. Because I mean, I take out work. I take FMLA, whatever.
I will take the time, motherfucker.
For you, I will, my nigga.
Floyd says sometimes the small conversations. Let me read our comment from our viewer.
Floyd said, "Wow, Milo."
I will stab you.
Uncle Tom call me Milo.
Okay, Floyd said sometimes small conversations don't be that serious, ladies. She don't want your dude.
You a lie. Listen, if you
every now and then though,
anytime that you go around either not complaining about your man or complimenting him, it's gonna be some chick who is you gonna turn her on to your nigga, and it don't matter what he look like. It don't matter. It does not matter what you might aesthetically feel like this nigga got going on, because women are attracted to stability more than anything. And if you got a stable nigga and you ain't really complaining about what's going on in your household, you got women who are out there.
She like, don't worry.
Right.
I'm gonna test that out too.
Right.
She like, I'm test your theory out.
Be stable for me.
But I will say, every now and then there do be some women though I have seen like, bitch, you don't even want it. What the fuck would I want this nigga for too? Like, but I've never.
But they'll still play the game.
Yeah.
Even if they feel like that in their mind, they'll still
just
test it out just to see if they can fuck with you. Women are very.
But I feel like that's one of the things that I'll never give somebody the satisfaction. I will fuck him up, but I'll never give you the satisfaction. Like, even when my ex had an affair, I was very calm, cool, collected. Outside of me letting her husband know, because I felt like if my shit was going to be damaged, everybody's shit should be. I was very like, okay. But now she's like, you told my husband? I'm like, yeah, I feel like we need to have a circle of trust, bitch. Like, my shit going on the journey, your shit will be going too, motherfucker. Right along. But other than that, I'm not going to do anything else crazy. Don't worry.
Gladys says, Delta, you always have random homegirls that you've known since
He
elementary.
said, I do though.
How about though, one of my homeboys I had known since elementary, he was like, apparently he got caught looking at all my photos. He like, and my wife sent you a friend request. I told her you was my first cousin on my dad's side.
I'm
like, nigga, you still ain't shit since the 7th grade. You've been riding.
First cousin on my dad's side.
I'm like, since the 7th grade, you've been riding and ain't shit changed.
But I feel like, all this gives birth to like.
Delta, no relationship advice given.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's been real.
That's what Kat said.
Well, viewers' choice has been interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like now we got some more topics.
Hide your kids.
Hide your man.
I
decide bitch because she'll die too. Did you guys see the news where the woman she ran over her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend?
Is that the one that
was in Louisiana?
What was the one they had online where the girl got into a fight behind somebody else's man and got her braids ripped out? Did y'all see that? That was the lowest stuff they had. I mean, she literally had no more hair left. She had 2 little braids left.
How you gonna be fighting with braids like that? You gotta know what you can do and can't do.
You can't do that.
You
got braids because
you should have.
I done seen a lot
like,
of
bitch, where your gun at or something?
Ball. I'm talking about.
I'd be like,
even if you won, you look like you lost. That's not okay.
I used to ride the bus up to Carter. I mean, no, at Sock, and I had my hair up in braids, and the girl wanted to fight me with the braids on. I said, you know what? I'm gonna be back up here tomorrow morning.
Let me take these back for you.
Shit, if I just got them done,
I took my braids out. I came back with this shit wrapped up, and I was standing out there waiting on her all day. And then when it was time to get on the bus,
whoops my ass, she just.
Yeah, I took all that shit out. Okay, and I had heels on. That was the day I had my skirt on. She want to fight me on the day I ain't ready. I said, you just wait, bitch. I'll be back tomorrow.
But they never want to fight the day you ready. Because that shit done happened to me a few times. Like, bitch, you all, no, I'm going to whoop your ass today. It's like, well, no.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, Gina, wait a minute.
Because I had this bitch used to just pick on me all the time. I'm like, you know, I'm sick of this shit. You really ain't that much bigger than me. I'm going to beat your ass. And it was like, I'm going to tell your dad.
Gotta get ready. That's why I just kept
my basketball. That was my picture.
Kept my sweatpants on and my tennis shoes.
Yeah, I know you.
My motto is already get the first lead. I'm small. If you hit me, I might fall. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the first.
No, I used to egg them up. How do we get on a fight?
My parents always had the thing where my dad was like, they hit you first.
Right.
So I'm gonna do whatever fuck I can to make sure you hit me first, bitch.
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you this.
Or
I'm gonna say you hit me first. One of the two.
Sis, if you love him, go the extra mile.
Justin said men and women ain't shit. Gotta use discernment.
That is true. But if you love him, go the extra mile and try to kill him.
She say Z don't understand this.
She said go the extra mile and try to kill him.
Cat,
I understand.
You gotta make
him tell her all day how to do
they always, your man always gonna be able to tell you how a man is, but he don't never want to listen to you when you tell him how women are. That's how they are.
Nah, they're like, it's different.
So don't think that that's just something that's going on in your relationship. That's going on in all the relationships. They think that you don't know, but you really know.
Except for mine, because I ain't got no men.
Or unless the niggas just know you crazy and know not to pull that shit.
Y'all.
Like, nah, if you don't know my girl, I ain't even.
Oh, man.
Right. Like,
we
that's
done
the
took
one
back
that
to the
is,
beginning.
It's like, man, you know, it's cool to, chop it up with you and see that you're doing good, but now You can't even follow me on Instagram.
Next week is the Halloween show, and it's the last show
My
before
girl
No
crazy.
Show November.
Oh, we're not doing no
She'll
shows
show
in
up at your
November?
house.
Nope, we're moving.
Oh, y'all got that no show November. Oh, I wonder what I should be for Halloween. Pizza girl?
Pizza girl.
I want to be a tired mom.
Tired mom.
That's me every day of my life.
I know.
It's a concept.
No, I'm gonna be a trans
No.
gender.
I was a feminist one year, and I won like the costume contest at work. I was a feminist, and I had all these cats on me.
Almost choked and died.
What you gonna
What
do?
you gonna be?
Dog
I'm
ears?
gonna walk up in this bitch looking like Earl or somebody.
Deion
Already
Cole.
got the
Deion
trend.
Cole said the girl put that
Oh, I
shirt
could
on.
not. I could not wax, and then I'd be no fun.
That's what I'm being. I'm gonna be a man on next
If
week.
y'all are able to watch
Ready.
Netflix, go
Oh my
and
God.
watch
Ready.
Deion Cole has a stand up.
This
I'm
shit
a
is
stud.
hilarious.
Oh my God.
How about the titties with the deodorant on? You
I
like,
have-
you ain't got no little. I'm like,
I
my
should
shit
be a
don't do that.
trans
Just
I have
I
to-
was like, so he ain't gonna
I
fuck
want
with me.
deodorant on my titty.
Right.
I'm like, in hell, as big as mine. I'm like, nah, they don't
But
do
I
that
feel like
yet.
when it comes to
I-
stand up, that Kevin Hart, he has really disappointed me. I did not like Dave Chappelle's. Cat Williams was okay, right? Like he was the only one that I kind of laughed at. But Deion Cole,
Deion
that
Cole
was
made us
extreme.
like-
That's the
First
guy
of
from
all,
Blackish.
my 12-year-old like sleeps to Cat Williams like it's nursery rhymes. Like that's what she puts on before she goes to bed. I'm just like, no
What
wonder
did that
you
mean?
so
Boring.
off.
So is that the guy from Blackish, Deion Cole?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna be a man next week for Halloween. Trans man. What up,
Well.
ladies?
Well,
that's it. We're gonna see y'all next week.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody. Deuces. Cat, holla at me for the baseball player. I got you.